friends, Heidi here from Rain Country. God is good all the time, and I'm here for another Monday this and that video where I talk about all kinds of different topics, maybe doing some garden updates, answering a few questions, or whatever else I feel like talking about. So let's get started on the topics of today, and I'm going to start off with the nettle. So right here is my first jar, not quite full yet, of nettle from my garden this year, 2025. It's the first herb that I start to gather in the season. Now, even though last year, since I was giving my garden a sabbatical, I didn't put up anything from any of my plants, I still have a few jars of dried nettle from previous years, but I still like to stay far ahead because I use this in many things. So besides adding it to my greens blend, which I'll link to that video in the description box down below, which is predominantly dandelion leaves and nettle, but I add all kinds of goodies in there too. Other goodies such as carrot tops and kale, whatever other good nutrient dense greens I have coming in from the garden. I also add this to my chickens feed along with some other herbs, but I also cook with it fresh. Now I'm going to link to two other videos in regards to nettle. One is several years old, but I do go over the benefits and nutrients of nettle. So this is stinging nettle, not dead nettle, two completely different plants, not even related. And also the one I did more recently, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, on cooking with nettle and how you can use it. So if you have nettle either growing in or near your garden or grows wild around you, that might be something you'll want to look into. Because of its many health benefits, the main reason I started growing it is because I had read it being very good and nourishing to the thyroid gland. So when we were going off our medication 13 years ago, that was one of the things that I found a priority to make sure I was able to get in my garden, since I didn't know for sure where I could go find it or if it grew wild around here. I actually assume it would because of our climate being cooler and wet. But at any rate, I do like having it just right outside my door pretty much. But I do have to keep it under control because it will take over the garden. So every spring I've got to dig a bunch up and pull it back to its original location so it's not overtaking my potato patch. Now, a question I had come in recently, which is one I get quite a bit, is in regards to dehydrating dandelion flowers. Now, I haven't started dehydrating dandelion flowers this year because even though a lot of people may already be getting a bunch in, mine have only just started to bloom. And when it starts getting thick with flowers like you can see here, that is when I usually start putting them up through dehydrating, making vinegar, and so on. So people ask me, well, what I do, because theirs always turns into a puffball when they try to dry it. You can kind of see in there a little bit of white because it is going to try to go to seed when it's drying because, well, that's just what it does. That's what it's created to do, whether it's connected to the plant or not. So what I found, I've had different thoughts about this through the years, but what it comes down to is you want to make sure that, one, you don't get your heat too high, but you also don't want it too low, because if it takes too long for your dandelion flowers to dry, like if you try to air dry them naturally, they're just going to go to seed. If you get it too hot, it will not only burn it and possibly damage the benefits of the dandelion flowers, it's also going to force it to go to seed. So getting that moderate temperature. So I dehydrate my dandelion flowers at 115 degrees. Now, I'll never remember the hours it takes because each herb is different. My dehydrators are just automatically set at 12 hours, but I check them throughout the day or may even set a separate timer and just keep checking them. And when they're fully dry, then that's when I allow them to fully cool before I vacuum seal them into jars. And no, you don't have to vacuum seal. I just always do because as already mentioned, this particular jar is from 2021. So I vacuum seal to preserve the freshness and all that for a longer period of time. But I do have jars of dandelion flowers I'm working through for teas and for making my infused oil for my skin cream, which, by the way, you can see I've got some tins sitting out here because I need to get a batch of lavender skin cream. I'm out. And thank you to all who've been supporting us by buying our products, especially with what YouTube's been doing to us. But at any rate, yes, the dandelion flowers are one of the things I use in the infused oil that goes in the skin cream. And by the way, I'll also link to a video I did several years ago on the benefits of dandelion, the whole plant. I go over the flowers, the stems, the leaves, and the roots. They all have their own unique benefits, but the plant as a whole is edible and is very good for you in many ways. So at any rate, yeah, that's what I find works best for me. And by the way, on the products, if you're interested in learning what we have to sell, because I have certain product I can't even mention on YouTube anymore, but I'll say it is a generator of sorts. And I've got the skin cream. I've got all kinds of herb seeds, including dandelion. I don't have any stinging nettle right now, but I have other herb seeds. And for a limited time, at least until I'm out, I do have arnica seeds and lovage seeds currently available, just a very limited supply of each. So if you're interested in either of those and you want my product list, I haven't added those seeds to the product list yet because I'm not going to do that until fall when I have a lot more that I'll be saving up. But you'll need to ask for those specifically. So if you watch this video and you want a package, I'm only going to do one package of each per person, then you'll need to specify that in your email. Otherwise, I won't know that you've watched this video and you are interested. So again, it's a limited supply. It's going to be first come, first serve. So once those are done, I will have more available, but it won't be until probably fall, maybe even late fall, somewhere in there. And by the way, I'll be doing a video on lovage and its benefits down the road, but it's related very closely to celery, kind of has a celery flavor, is very high in quercetin, grows very tall, and is a perennial. I don't have to plant it every year. But it has a similar celery taste, but it's stronger. It's more potent, I guess I can say. Not pungent, just more potent. And then I wanted to show you my most recent Mother Earth Products order, which I do order from them from time to time. As I was getting serious into trying to grow my own foods, but also wanting to make sure I had food put up, Patrick and I were putting up a bunch of foods from various different places. I had started off with Honeyville, which I'm not even sure if they're still doing it, but you could only buy things in the number 10 cans. And I really hated that when it came to the dehydrated and freeze-dried foods, because I'm like, what if I find out I don't like any of this and I have this big old number 10 can that wasn't cheap? Well, then later down the road, before I even started my channel, I discovered Mother Earth Products and found that they sold their freeze-dried and dehydrated goods in smaller packages, even smaller than this, so that you could try them out. And I'm like, that's perfect. So for those who are either just wanting to fill up their pantry with some dehydrated and freeze-dried products, and you don't have a freeze dryer, or like me, you're just not interested in buying one at all, or maybe you can't even afford that kind of expense, or you're thinking about buying a freeze dryer, but you want to find out whether or not you even like a lot of freeze-dried foods, I really recommend Mother Earth Products because they give you that option of sample sizes, or even at least smaller packages, instead of having to buy big cans of things that you don't even know if you're going to like. And they do carry a lot of organic products now. So I did order even though I have an old video out here, which I'll link to down below, on making hummus from scratch. A while back, they sent me their first package. The first one they came out with just the plain hummus, and just to try it, and I fell in love with it. It is so good. And they have since come out with a couple more flavors. And they sent me a red pepper one that I tried out. Really, really good. It's like a roasted red pepper, I should say. I ended up giving the rest to my friend so she could try it. And then I decided, well, since I'm putting an order, I'm going to order another bag just to kind of mix things up. And then I got the new flavor jalapeno, which I tried the other day, and very good. Very, very good. So if you're just wanting something to put into storage that is just an easy make, you know, you want to whip up some hummus, I do recommend this. It's really good. Now, this isn't specifically organic, but it is good stuff, especially if you want an instant, like say you got to take something to a, you know, to a friend's, or, you know, people came by and you realize, oh, I don't have any side dishes. You can quickly whip up some hummus and then, you know, have some vegetables or even crackers or chips or something to go with it. So then the other thing, a couple of the other things that I order, because I do grow a lot of stuff, but there are certain things I simply cannot grow. And one is bananas. And I didn't order any bananas this time because I have a lot of freeze-dried bananas. I have freeze-dried pineapple is one that I tend to like to use quite a bit. And then their freeze-dried sweet corn. I love adding this to my soups. It is just so good. All of this stuff right here is so good straight out of the package. I haven't been successful in growing sweet corn, by the way, so I can grow the glass gem corn pretty good, but the sweet corn I've tried a few times and just not been great with it. But the pineapple, banana, and mango is the other one that I like to stock up on, you know, because these are all tropical things that do not grow here. So I do like having those on hand. And the reason in this case I do like having some freeze-dried is because when it comes to freeze-dried, I use those for flavoring. So I think I mentioned in last week's This and That video of making the tropical sweet rolls, and I used the pineapple and mango and just processed it up. And I, in fact, didn't even add any sugar to it and used that in my icing. And then I also used it in the filling. But I've done other such things with them. In fact, I have a video recipe from several years back that I did on making a sweet bread. So like it was zucchini bread, apple bread, something like that. And using, I think it was just pineapple. I don't think I used mango in that one. But I also added coconut, by the way, to those to give it a real tropical flavor. And it was quite good. So at any rate, Mother Earth Products has really been a great place. They've really, I was the one that reached out to them to see if they even had affiliates. And so we got set up with them. And they've just been really good to me ever since. I really appreciate their products and what they have to offer. Another favorite that I don't always remember to mention is their 3-onion soup mix / dip blend. And I'll use that when I make like a cream cheese dip with maybe some salmon or something like that, and then throw that in there. That's really good. Sometimes I add it to soups, but they do have a couple others that are good, but that one is my favorite out of their soup mixes. And then another thing is that last week I was talking about the Vanilla Bean King's vanilla beans. Well, the day that published, when I shot that video, I didn't have an affiliate. And I usually shoot my This and That videos just like this one right here on the Wednesday before, because that's the only time I really have to shoot it. And so at the time, I didn't have a Vanilla Bean King's affiliate account. Well, after I shot the video, but before it had published, I had reached out to them to see, do you guys even have an affiliate? I'd be interested in promoting your product because I think it's quality. You know, it's a US-based business and all that, and they had good prices. Well, Monday morning, after my video had published, they got back to me and quickly set me up an account. And that means, this is the great thing about affiliates, is that not only does that help us when you order through our links, because we'll earn a little bit of commission, you also can get a discount by going through the links that we provided. So you can get a 10% discount if you decide to order the vanilla beans from Vanilla Bean Kings. So you'll find that link in the description box down below under this video, under last week's video, and under some future videos now that it has been added to my upload defaults, but you won't find it under all of the videos you'll see coming out for the next several weeks unless I go through and manually add it to each one, which I'm probably never going to remember to do. But at any rate, Yes, so now I have that affiliate link. Thank you, Vanilla Bean Kings, for being so willing to work with me. And that I love being able to support and help US-based businesses, especially those who have quality and who offer good prices for their products. And then the last thing I want to remind everyone of is that my second channel, Rain Country Live, I originally set it up as a backup YouTube channel, and I have my backup Rumble channel as well, which all the same content, most of the same content goes over to Rumble as it does here. But Rumble also has added content that I can't have on YouTube. But my secondary YouTube channel, I just set it up and wanted to grow it to see if I, just in case I needed a backup YouTube channel, and I wanted to have it in place in case for whatever reason this channel goes down, which I don't really see happening now. So what I've done with that second channel, I want to keep growing it, but I've decided to make it a channel for only my live shows. Now, I do still have some videos, some shorts over there, and some other standalone videos that I'll be publishing over there for the next couple of weeks or so. But once I'm out of those videos, I only am going to be using that for live shows if and until I need to possibly transfer all of my content over there, which I hope I don't. But at any rate, I'd like to keep the channel I've been building for almost 9 years now. So at any rate, if you like live shows though, if you just want to subscribe over there just to know that you know where to find me if something happens to the main channel. But also if you like live shows and you like to be a part, you might want to make sure you're subscribed so you can catch me live. However, if you don't like live shows, know that I also take clips out of those live shows and make standalone videos out of them that I then publish here and on Rumble, so you can still get the topics without all the excess chatter and with the video clips and photos and having it a little more streamlined, like the rest of my standalone videos, such as this one. So just know that even if you subscribe over there and you can't make it to the lives, you're not interested in live shows because they're too long and too chattery, that is totally fine. I get it. I don't have time for most channels' live shows. I hardly ever watch them myself for that same reason. I just don't have that kind of time. However, if they make standalone clips like I'm doing with mine, I'll often go back and watch those because then they're going to be more to the point that I wanted to hear about. So, but lives can be fun. I know I enjoy doing them. I enjoy that live interaction I get with my followers, and we do have a lot of fun. So you may be interested if the time works out. I know the time doesn't work for everyone because people are all over the world and people's schedules are all different. Some people are at work, some people are in church, some people are whatever. I mean, I totally understand. And anyway, I just wanted to remind everyone about that. And that channel link is always in the description box down below, the Rain Country Live, or also known as Rain Country 2, because that's what I set it up as initially. Not really sure what I wanted to do with the name. I just wanted to get something up there when I saw what was going on with this channel. Then I found out it's happening to channels all across the board. And it doesn't matter what type of content they have, and it all mostly boils down to the changes that YouTube keeps making to their algorithms, how ads work, and all that kind of stuff. Very, very frustrating. And I really wish they would just take some responsibility for making a change and then realizing this isn't working for people, and then we should probably make better changes. But they won't accept responsibility. They just want to keep blaming the content creator, or just say, oh no, that's not happening, when yes, it is indeed happening. Anyway, it's just, I guess I have a little bit of peace of mind though, knowing it's not just me that is going through all these same issues, because many, many other channels, no matter their size or content, doing the same thing. So anyway, I just want to say again, appreciate everyone. I appreciate all the comments. I know some of you don't have a lot of time for comments. You just listen and you're working, but some of you have been making it a point to come in and comment just to help boost my channel and the algorithms, and that really does help. Or to give me a thumbs up or even a thumbs down. Remember, those help us too. We prefer thumbs up, though I never even pay attention to how many of either one I have on my videos anyway, but it's just the views I'm looking at. It's like, good, this video's doing good. But the views are what helps us the most. But to get the views, we need to be boosted in the algorithm. So that's where the comments, the likes, the dislikes, the shares, all that kind of stuff does actually help get us boosted in the algorithms. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed my this and that for the week. Thanks for watching. Take care and God bless.